If you want a job, you have to get the qualifications and prepare for that job. You want to be a brain surgeon, you can't just walk into a hospital and say, let me be a brain surgeon. So when you're dating or getting ready to date, you need to prepare yourself and take care of your past hurts, habits, hangups, and get self confidence, self love. And that way you will be positioned to find a partner that you can love fully.
What do you wish men or women understood before dating?
You only attract people as mentally healthy as you are. So make sure that you're mentally healthy. Make sure that you are in a good spot. A relationship's not going to complete you. You should be two whole individuals able to give all of yourself to each other. So slow down, do the work. Don't look for somebody else to fix the voids in your life. Fix the voids in your life. Then you're ready to give to somebody else.
This is obviously a subject I'm assuming you cover often when you counsel people.
I do. Lots of people want to just rush into dating, and I encourage them all the time, slow down and make sure that you are in a position. And it saddens me how many people don't love themselves.
Why do you think the people jump into it without this step usually?
They want to feel loved and they want to feel validated by somebody else. They're not willing to take the time to be comfortable being alone. And I say you can't be good in relationship if you can't be good being alone. And it takes the ability to just be with yourself, comfortable, love yourself, feel like a whole being, and not trying to find somebody else to fill and make you whole. Make yourself whole.
Is that valid though, wanting to skip that? Like, do you blame people for that? Or is that a sign of something like a flawed?
It's natural to be wanted. It's natural to be loved. We're designed to be in relationship. And so the desire to be in relationship and make yourself feel loved is easier than slowing down and doing the work and saying, you know what, it's going to take me a little bit longer. But if I do and I invest the time to prepare myself, I will be in a relationship that can be successful.
Something that goes through my mind is if someone's listening to this right now that they're thinking about this information for someone else, whether it's their kid, their friend, spouse, whatever, what would you tell them and how to support them in the way of finding themselves so that they attract the type of person that this person that's listening feels like they deserve?
Everybody's in a battle you know nothing about. And you really need to encourage somebody to do the hard work. And I just had a client yesterday tell me he's been carrying something for 37 years and he finally offloaded it because he was willing to stop and do the work. It freed him to be a better husband, be a better father, and allowed him to actually, for once in his life, be free. That's how I want people to go into a relationship. I don't want them to go in there limping in. I want them to go in like you're going for the job you've always wanted. You're prepared for the interview. You have all the skills you need. Most people think they can communicate, and miscommunication is 95% of problems in relationships. You say something, it's heard differently. Then you spend the next hour fighting about what you said versus what the person heard. The ability to actually understand that perception is reality and accept that that other person heard something that you didn't mean, until you validate their reality, they're not willing to hear the explanation of what you intended to say. So if you want to just rush into a relationship and try to do it with somebody else, you can, but you're going to be more successful and you're going to attract somebody else who's a good communicator if you're a good communicator yourself. Because somebody who's not a good communicator and you are, you'll be like, yeah, this isn't working because I'm not quite getting what I need when we talk. And it will help you attract the right type of person, somebody who already knows how to do conflict, somebody already knows how to communicate. And those are all skills. Most of them aren't taught in the home, and that is one of the downsides. But it's not something you're either born with or not. You can learn to do it. It just takes time and work. Do that time and work. Then your relationship will be easier. Then the conflict will be what it's designed to be, the workout for your relationship that draws you closer together, that you know your relationship will succeed. Most people don't go into a relationship hoping they fail. Most people don't go into marriage going, man, I can't wait till we're the 50% that gets divorced. They want it to work, but they don't understand how much work it really takes. Just like a job. If you don't have the skills and you go in and you oversell yourself and you get put into the position, you're going to fail. It's the same thing with a relationship. If you're not qualified, if you're not ready, slow down, get it, get what you need to do, then pursue the relationship.
It seems like there's like a correlation in business terms between efficiency and communication. Like if you want to be more efficient in your relationship, the more you learn how to communicate in all areas, it increases your efficiency of like, would you agree? And like, is that a good way of speaking to that?
And a lot of people don't do work communication well. And if you learn to do communication well, it will actually make you more efficient at work. It'll make you a better communicator. It will increase and improve the relationships in work. Communication makes all relationships work. If you do communication and conflict resolution well, the rest of the relationship will take care of itself. And that's what people don't focus on. They get caught up in the noise. They get caught up in the intention of what they meant to say versus what the person heard. And really just learning whatever somebody hears is reality. And you have to deal with that reality if you're willing to validate somebody's feelings, even though you had no idea how they heard what you said. And I use the example, if I tell my wife, hey, let's go to the gym, and she hears me call her unattractive. If I don't deal with the fact that I just called my wife unattractive, she'll listen to nothing else that I say. That's her reality. I had no intention of making her feel that I didn't find her attractive. The only reason I was asking her to go is because she makes me go when I don't want to go. But if I don't deal with that, she's not willing to hear what I have to say. And if you can grasp that concept and really practice it and understand it, it will allow you to actually connect in relationship. When you spend an hour arguing about your intention and the other person's not validated, that's going to push you further apart. Conflict's not going to draw you closer. And the goal of conflict is to make you closer after every single one. So it makes you more efficient in relationship, but it takes more time up front. And the ability to work through and learn how to do that communication is actually how you establish and grow the relationship. So until you have the ability to communicate, then you can go into conflict resolution because you're able to communicate and apply the skills and tools for conflict resolution. It's the same as in business. I love doing negotiations because I actually know how to communicate. And when I say something and their face doesn't respond in the way that I expected, I'm like, what'd you hear me say? Like, oh, you said you'd have this done by here. Wow, I miscommunicated. Let me clear that up. They're like, thanks, I'm glad you did that. It makes everything work better because all I care about is my message received correctly? If it's not, I miscommunicated. That's it.